there, welcome back to Upside Planted again. My name is Courtney and today we're going to be doing some plant stuff. I need to clean my plant room, of course. I always have to clean it even before I know I'm going to do work in there. It just makes me feel better about myself. I need to do maybe 3 serious rehab repots. I need to do at least 3 of them today. And I have a shelf downstairs that I want to put some plants on. I have a grow light that I want to add down there and make it all beautiful. So come along with me today as we do that. Now that we have cleaned up the plant room, it's a little bit more organized for my liking. There are two specific plants that I really like desperately need to work on today. And this is one of the Philodendron gloriosums. This is one of my older ones. It's just in moss. I think that's really a big part of the issue with the problem that we're having, because once the moss dries out and then I flush it again with water, it's just like doing too much. So I'm gonna put it in my system of like a perlite and moss so that I can better help this plant retain its moisture, and hopefully it'll bounce back. I really haven't had like crazy issues with gloriosums. Well, let me not lie, because I have two that are like, well, one is fine. It's just like kind of old and it was like going through a lot of stuff. But the other one has this leaf that's really tight and I don't want to rip it open, but I feel like I might have to. But anyways, we're gonna repot this one. And do I have a pot? Yes, I have a pot all ready to go for this one. The next one is gonna be this Alocasia Maharani. I talked about this plant last month or the month before when I talked about plants that I would not buy again. And two, I did another video where I repotted this one. I don't remember which one came first. But when I did repot it, I decided to do it drainless and put it in a smaller container because it was in a pot that was a little bit too big. And then once I pulled it out, I realized it was working overtime for roots, and that's why it really didn't give me any foliage. It literally only had this leaf and it was so tiny, and obviously it's died off. But I think it's ready for a repot. The roots are all the way at the bottom. And am I gonna keep this drainless? I don't think so. I think I have a pot to use to make this cute, and I will probably keep it, I might move it downstairs, but it's definitely not going in the greenhouse because it hasn't been in the greenhouse for months. It's literally been sitting in my bedroom, which is crazy because it's sitting on my nightstand, which is not even close to the window. And this leaf popped up and it's been doing really well. So I know that it's time for a repot, and I think downstairs it will get better light, especially when we do that whole shelf rearranging later in today's video. So let's get to repotting both of these. Now for the final thing that I'm doing today, I am basically cleaning and kind of just reorienting all of the plants that I have on this shelf. I've had this area filled with plants for at least a year, and I've had different iterations, and it's always changing, which I think is part of the process. One of the reasons that I like doing this is because it gives me a chance to clean the shelves and also just put new plants in new areas of my house, which I do enjoy. But I also feel like a part of me is still struggling with decorating and like having my stuff out there, because I know that I'm moving now. Like, I know for sure I will be out of the state of Texas before 2024. So it kind of, sometimes I feel like, what's the point? But then I'm like, girl, you're still here for a couple of months at least, so make the most of it. So I'm definitely teetering in between those two, I guess I would call them extremes. So I'm just trying to find a way to make my space a little bit more cozy while I am here without going like super hardcore. And I know that the next place that I'll move to will be another place that I'm there for long term. I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna buy a house or rent. I feel like I want to buy because I really want to have like full control over everything that I do. But the way the housing market is, girl, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm definitely thinking of the West Coast for sure. I have friends who live over there, and I just feel like I've always been a West Coast kind of girl, really. But I also am really excited that I have those new plants to bring into this space, and I just think everything looks really cool, and this place is always going to be changing, and I am always going to be changing. So that's what we do here on this YouTube channel. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will definitely see you in the next one.